Hey guys, Pidgey out here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 18 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Just continue our things, of course, still using the Rain team that I featured, as always, really, for the last couple of episodes. I will probably switch to a brand new team, maybe mid-time next week. So yeah, but this team has been really fun. As always, people are always wondering about the QR code, whether I'll post the team breakdown and whatnot as we find Cross from Mexico to get this episode started. I will post all of that like I've done for the last two teams once I'm done with this team. So we're going to get started with today's episode, and Cross is a really crazy team. So Cresselia, Torkoal, Hitmontop, Rampardos, Lurantis, and Snorlax. Okay. So it's definitely a Trick Room kind of team, and that's evident by the Cresselia and really the slow Pokemon. The Lurantis and the Rampardos are both very interesting Pokemon, because I don't know exactly what they are there to accomplish. I'm thinking of going with my Ludicolo and my Landorus, so I get to fake out, because I think my opponent probably leads Hitmontop Cresselia. So by leading Ludi and Landorus, actually I will get intimidated, so maybe that's not so good. The Intimidate is a problem because I can't just knock off the Cresselia, which is typically my answer against it. Alternatively, I could lead like Lele. Oh, I could lead Lele Ludi, because that allows me to still fake out my opponent's Cresselia, because it's not grounded. Yeah, so I could lead Lele Ludi, Polly, and Landorus could be good, or Metagross. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Landorus, just because I can Earthquake everything. So yeah, you definitely don't bring Zapdos in this matchup, but Metagross you can definitely make a strong case for. So we'll see how this goes. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. And go check out the, if you're interested in watching me play singles, I joined a singles league called the GBA. I actually played Joey, also known as PokeMMD, who you guys should know. My hair's super messy, sorry. You can check out Joey. I played him in the GBA, and that video went up earlier today. So I've been trying out a lot of different leads with this team recently, which is kind of surprising, but a lot of them just seem like they work in those situations that I'm in. But we just see Cresselia and Snorlax. Okay, so no Hitmontop that I thought, but that's okay. I mean, I can just fake out Moonblast Cresselia turn 1, and then, like, I just need to deny Trick Room in this game, basically. Yeah, so I'm just going to fake out Moonblast that slot. And of course, you're wondering, why can you fake out? Psychic Terrain is up. It's because Cresselia isn't grounded, so it's a pretty cool mechanic. And then next turn, I think I can Moonblast and Hydro Vortex to knock that Cresselia out. As Snorlax Belly Drums, yeah, it's not too surprising. Fine letting Snorlax get a Belly Drum off if I can deny the Trick Room. I could also Moonblast and Vortex Snorlax this next turn. I don't think that knocks out, though. Yeah, I'm just going to Moonblast Cress and Z-move. So kind of an odd way to stop Trick Room, but I will at least be able to stop it. And Snorlax protects, which is perfect for me, because had it attacked there, it could have been a little bit scary. I would have gotten something off. But now I'll be able to, I should be able to knock out this Cresselia with this double up. Oh, I hope so, actually. I don't know. Oh, dear. I don't think I'll be able. Maybe I should have Shadow Balled instead. I thought Moonblast would have been doing enough. Let's see. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure this knocks out. This Moonblast honestly did less than I expected there. I mean, this is a decently, and this is boosted by Hydro Pump as well. Okay, thank goodness. Whew. So that I was honestly really concerned there for a moment, but fortunately enough, I do get the knockout, which is really, really good news for me. Especially because Snorlax could have picked up a knockout there, and the issue was I was worried that Snorlax would just start one-shotting everything at the point I was in, and it's Lurantis coming in, okay. So, yeah. This is good news for me. I think I'll just... Part of me wants to switch Lele out so I can get a Psychic off. But I think I'll just Moonblast Snorlax. And Ice Beam Lurantis. I think I'll double up on Snorlax. Yeah, Moonblast Hydro Pump. Because Snorlax knocks one thing out here, but I don't think Lurantis knocks something out. Unless it's Z moves, which it could be. And Hydro Pump does connect, so that's really good news for me. Yeah. Lurantis just Leaf Storms. Yeah, that's fine by me. It's going to target down Ludi. Okay. Actually doesn't even bring me under half. And I probably lose my Lele here. Yes, I do. But that's fine, because now I get the switch into my Landorus. Yeah. I'm going to guess my opponent's last Pokemon is Torkoal, too. I hope it is. Because then I have a bunch of ways to play around it, obviously. Although I will increase Lurantis' attack here. Okay. I don't think Banned Rock Slide knocks out Snorlax. So I might have to EQ. Yeah, I think I'm just going to EQ Ice Beam here. I mean, Snorlax could protect, so that's the other question. But I'll win Poly against Torkoal. Or at least I think I should. So do I Rock Slide? I wish I had Superpower here. I totally would go for that. I kind of want to double up into Lurantis because I think it might be sashed, and I want to U-turn Ice Beam it. I'm going to Rock Slide Ice Beam. I think Snorlax protects here. Yeah. Nice. That was pretty risky, though. But I think Banned Rock Slide plus Ice Beam should knock out this Lurantis. Hopefully. Yeah, I do hit, which is nice. Ooh, maybe not, actually. Let's see. Okay. Well, Ludi's been clutch. I really was not sure whether it would get the knockouts that I needed to this game on Cresselia or Lurantis, but fortunately enough, it does. So now the last Pokemon's going to come in. But basically, yeah, like Snorlax was really scary here. It's Torkoal, yeah, so that's really good news for me. This was really scary because of the fact that... why was it scary? It was scary because of the fact that the Snorlax could have just attacked in the positions where I expected it to protect. So I'll bring out Poly. Yeah, just to have weather control. Because Earthquake wins me the game at this point. And I'll just Hydro the Snorlax, because if I hit that, I also win the game. Yeah. So, I mean, this game was interesting because my opponent never got Trick Room up, so that was really important. And I knew that was, like, the #1 thing, because if I could deny Trick Room, then I could play around Snorlax. But because Snorlax did Belly Drum turn 1, I think had my opponent just attacked with it consistently, I could have been in a pretty tough spot. So it actually opts for the double. It doesn't get it, and Hydro Pump connects. So I've been lucky to hit my Hydro Pumps against that as well, so that will go down, and it only takes one knockout at the end of the day. But this game could have been definitely pretty different had the Snorlax just, like I mentioned, gone for attacks throughout the course of it. Fortunately enough, not the case. Crit Eruption on Politoed does 30 damage, which is kind of crazy, and we'll be able to win. So, yeah, Snorlax had the opportunity to attack in every position. I figured that it would want to protect there and that Lurantis would want to go for a Leaf Storm, but obviously that's like kind of a gamble because Lurantis could have protected. I didn't think Banned Rock Slide would knock out Snorlax in the range that I was in, but I also had a flinch chance even if it did try to attack, so I don't know. Like, I felt okay making that play. The only other play I was considering was like Earthquaking and Ice Beaming. That might have honestly been okay as well, but I did not know how bulky the Lurantis was, and honestly wasn't even sure if Rock Slide Ice Beam would knock out as indicated when I went for it. So that was tough, but fortunate enough, denying Trick Room meant that I didn't have to worry about much. So we didn't get to see too many crazy things there. I mean, my opponent did have a Rampardos in team preview, didn't end up bringing it. Hitmontop didn't end up making an appearance either. But it makes sense that my opponent didn't bring Hitmontop, given that I've got Lele, Metagross, Landorus, Zapdos. I mean, Hitmontop just really doesn't do too much there. But yeah, I mean, the lead I wanted to go with was like something like Lele Landorus, because then I can just Moonblast and ban Knockoff, and that knocks out Cresselia, which would be really good for me. But obviously the downside is if my opponent leads Hitmontop and Cresselia, and I lead Landorus Lele, then because Landorus isn't grounded, you can fake out Landorus. I might be able to knock out the Hitmontop, but then Trick Room goes up. I think the other thing, though, is maybe I should have been willing to let Trick Room go up throughout the course of that match, just because Cresselia doesn't do anything offensively, although it could have had Ally Switch, so that could have been interesting. That wasn't something I even mentioned, but my opponent didn't end up going for it at any point. Like, you could have Ally Switched the turn that the turn after Snorlax set up Belly Drum, so turn 2 basically, but we didn't end up seeing that come out. Otherwise, yeah, Pokemon-wise, like Zapdos, definitely you don't bring into that matchup ever, really. Metagross you could make a case for, but I felt like Politoed were both really strong. Lele was really strong for terrain control to make sure Hitmontop couldn't fake me out. And then ban Landorus. I was just like, okay, I can just Earthquake if Trick Room doesn't go up. So, yeah. Fortunately enough, though, Ludi did get the knockout with the Hydro Vortex, because that was the thing I was most worried about. I really thought Cresselia might have been able to hang on there, but not the case. So we're going to find Corey from the US with a rating of 1559 for our next opponent. He's running a really interesting team as well. We've got an Aggron this time around, and a Crabominable, so a Crab, with Politoed, Bulu, and Cress. So very interesting team. Maybe I should go with my own rain here. This is a really scary team. I don't like going with my own rain because like you could easily lead Bulu. Maybe I'll go with Lele and Ludi again, oddly enough. Then you can't fake me out. I am like this team is scarier this time around because like you can go with the Trick Room component or you can just go with the rain component. And I can't lead Landorus safely because my opponent could just lead rain. So I think I will go Ludi, Lele. Zapdos is more tempting this time around. My own Poly could be tempting because my opponent might not bring rain either. Lele, Ludi. Zapdos is kind of tempting to switch into if my opponent leads rain specifically. But it kind of sucks otherwise. This is a really tough team preview. Maybe I don't bring Landorus here. I really don't know here. Metagross. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I brought the Poly for potential Perish Songing. It also has a decent matchup against the Crab and Aggron too. But I didn't bring Landorus or Zapdos, which could be a mistake. Alright, let's see how this plays out. I'm not the biggest fan of my team selection this time around, but to be honest, I really don't know what the correct choice was this time for this game. So we're going to see Crab and Cress come out as a lead, okay. So I could go for the same play I did last time, which was fake out Moonblast, but Crab could easily just attack here. Does it attack? Because I could just try to go for an... I mean, I could also just fake out and Psychic the Crab slot. That might be better. Maybe I'm okay letting Trick Room go up if I get knockouts. Alright, yeah, I'm going to go for it. Because even if it protects, I can just Psychic it next turn. This is so obvious. Maybe I should have just doubled up on Cress, because I think Crab might just want to protect here. Let's see, let's see. It's such a goofy looking Pokemon. Some of you guys may remember I used it on like a really fun VGC 17 team. Okay, so it switches out maybe into Bulu? Yeah. I'm okay with that. Because knocking out Bulu would be nice. However, this means Trick Room probably goes up, which is bad. Yeah, maybe I should have just denied Trick Room harder. Let's see how much Scarf Psychic does to Bulu. Okay. So do I think Bulu protects here? Because I can double up into it. If it protects, I can switch into Metagross. I think I want to double into it, but protecting here is so safe. It's just that if you don't protect, I can't knock it out with Psychic, so I kind of have to double into it. I'm gonna double into it. I think it probably protects here. Oh, it doesn't. Nice. Unless it's faster than Ludi, which also could be the case. But no, okay. Yeah, I figure not if you're using Trick Room Cresselia. So knocking out Bulu is nice, because that's one of the bigger threats to everything other than Metagross. And Trick Room does go up. Okay. Maybe I should have just stuck with my gut and tried to deny Trick Room, because if I denied Trick Room, Metagross beats my opponent's team. So in retrospect, yeah, that probably would have been better. So Crab comes back in. I'm honestly thinking of just staying in with both and Hydro Vortexing and Psychicking. I don't know if Hydro Vortex knocks out the Crab. I don't think so, but hard to say. It's Ice Fighting, right? Yeah. Because I think my opponent might expect Lele to switch out here. So I'm just going to double up into that slot. Crest shouldn't be able to pick up a knockout here by itself. And if I can knock out the Crab, then I can just bring in Poly and end the game with a Parasong. Okay, Crab Z moving. It's Steel Z move? Oh no, that's Ice. Okay, ideally that goes into the Ludi slot, expecting Lele to protect or switch out. I could have switched out into Metagross, but I didn't want to switch into Metagross, and well, let's see who this goes into. Yeah, it does go into Ludi. Nice. So I didn't want to switch into Metagross and just lose Ludicolo, because that could have been really ugly. And crush his Ice Beams. Okay, no freeze, no freeze, no freeze. Please no freeze. Okay. I don't know if this knocks out, to be honest, but let's see. Oh, nice. Woof! Awesome. But I will say, it's not every day you see a Crab go for a Z move. Who did my opponent have? Ludi, Poly, Aggron. I'll bring in Poly here, I think. Yeah. Especially because my opponent's... it's Poly on my opponent's end. Perfect. Nice. Yeah, so now I can just Parasong in this game. Because I still got Metagross in the back. Like, anytime it's 3-on-2 and you have Parasong, things are really good, obviously. So, I will just Parasong here. I know my opponent has Z moved already. And Psychic. Yeah, I don't think the Z move would have knocked out the Crab had I gotten targeted down with Lele. But even if you knock out Lele, I get a free switch and I do probably around 80%. I bring in my Crab, or sorry, my Politoed, and I'll just Scald. And I can still end the game with a Parasong if I switch Ludi out into Metagross. So I feel pretty good about like having a game plan for anything my opponent could have done. But I really figured, yeah, like my opponent probably anticipated me to switch Lele into Metagross and figured, oh, okay, I'll just snipe the Ludicolo. As we see an Ally Switch from the Cresselia. So it does have Ally Switch, does have Trick Room, does have Ice Beam, but I don't really care because I'm just going to Parasong anyway. Yeah, Scald goes into Lele, that's perfectly fine, and I get to Parasong. And yeah, like Poly, like the thing is, like these are just really passive Pokemon, right? Like Cresselia, Politoed don't do really very much damage. I mean, I'm even healing back from the grassy terrain. Bulu and Crab and Aggron, like those were the main means of offense from my opponent's side. So I'm just gonna quickly switch Poly out into Metagross. Could get burned, but I'd survive a burn Scald, crit burn Scald anyway, and then Psychic Terrain would heal me up, and I can just protect. So yeah. That's one of the cool things about running Parasol and Politoed. You can set yourself up for win cons like this a lot of the time, where if you get quick knockouts, you're able to just close out the game. So no Ally Switch this time, but Skull does go into the Lele slot, which does not knock me out. There's an Ice Beam. Let's see who it targets. Gonna go into Lele as well. And actually, that double up isn't enough to pick up the knockout, which makes my life a lot easier. And Psychic to Poly does around 35%. So, only 2 turns now of Parasong, so not much my opponent can do, really. Grassy Terrain disappears. I think I'll probably switch the Lele out. As the last turn Trick Room, yeah. I'm just going to switch Lele out into Politoed. It allows me to reset the terrain. I mean, I win the game off Parasol at this point anyway. I don't think my opponent should have any way to stop it. Even if he Parasonged himself or herself, it wouldn't really matter. So yeah, that's why I really love having Parasol as the last attack on Poly. Scald goes into the Metagross, and Crest goes for an Ice Beam. So pretty interesting because this game we did let our opponent set up Trick Room, but it ended up being totally okay, and specifically because the Bulu didn't protect that turn, and because the Crabominable targeted the slot that I needed it to. So last turn of Parasol now, I believe. Yep. Guess I'll just Mega Evolve, Zen Headbutt, and protect Politoed. Yeah. Okay, I don't think my opponent could have done anything once I got the Parasong off, because that put me in a really, really good spot. So yeah, I mean, you can always close out games with Parasongs, especially with more passive Pokemon like Cresselia. And I had Parasong specifically for like Crest and Aegislash, because like dealing with those Pokemon can sometimes be kind of awkward because they're just so naturally bulky. As we Zen Headbutt, we see that Poly does have the berry, but that's not too surprising. He'll heal back up, but Ice Beam won't do too much in return. And of course, Parasol will just close out the game. So Yeah, Parasong just really helps out a lot against like these bulkier Pokemon that like can't do very much damage in return and you can stall out games with. With Poly, it's so satisfying to see the health bars drop like that too. But with Poly, you get a bunch of options, right? You can run like Ice Beam or Icy Wind, but I feel like Scald and Helping Hand are just really good for doubles teams. Protect, obviously, and then for the fourth one, you really have a lot of leeway. Encore is also a possible move, but I like Parasong the most, probably. So, we do net a win there, and I'll probably play a third game. I think today is actually the last day of the Battle Spot season, so unfortunately because I've reset my rating, not able to climb, you know, super high, but I feel like our time with this team has been really good, honestly. I've been really happy with it, and hopefully you guys have been enjoying watching it as well, because I do think it is a fun team to play with, and you get a lot of different modes. So, we're just going to play one last game. What? I'm recording. Do you need something? Oh. Yeah. We're going to find some weird username from Illinois for our last opponent of the day. This time, a lot more standard than the last two teams that we played against. Incineroar, Gardevoir, Zapdos, Landorus, Feeny, and Aegislash. 6 same Pokemon that we used when we played some Battle Spot doubles before Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out. Excuse me. I think I'll probably just lead Rain here. Rain is really good. Everything, like water hits 2 things for super effective, hits 3 things for neutral, and then there's Feeny, but I've got other answers against Feeny anyway. So Polyludi. Who do I want in the back? And who do I not think my opponent's going to bring? I think Aegislash is probably going to come out. So I probably want Landorus. Lele is not really that great. Metagross is tempting. I mean, obviously it's between... I could bring Zapdos as well, to be honest. Maybe I'll go Landorus Zapdos. I would guess Incineroar and Landorus don't come out here. And if that were the case, then Zapdos would actually be good. Alright, so I'm going to keep Lele and Metagross on the bench. I'm going to go full Rain mode, full Rain lead this time and see how that goes. So what that allows me to accomplish is I have a really fast and oppressive lead, like right from the start. So obviously I can fake out with Ludi. But I can also just Hydro Vortex to knock things out. I can also Helping Hand Hydro to knock out Aegislash. The only tricky thing about this team is that Gardevoir has Trick Room and Zapdos probably has Tailwind, and so you have 2 like speed control methods. But we see Incineroar Zapdos. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, I can just fake out Zapdos and Scald Incineroar, right? The only downside is Incineroar could be like Z, which could be kind of annoying. I really didn't expect to see Incineroar in this matchup, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think I'll just Scald Incineroar and fake out Zapdos. I'm gonna Scald the Zapdos as well, but Incineroar might just fake out Poly, and it probably will. But now I can just Helping Hand Vortex into Zapdos. And that should definitely knock out. So unless it protects or switches out, which would be a really good read. I mean, this play is kind of obvious. I wouldn't be surprised to see Zapdos switch out into Feeny. But as long as Incineroar isn't Z-moved, and it's staying, everything's staying in, so this is a good sign. Let's see. Okay, cool. So I should be able to just dunk Zapdos here. Unless it's like AV Zapdos, but we know there was no... I think like the Zapdos on these teams typically is the Z variant, so you'll have AV on Incineroar and Electric Z, or Fire Z like we saw the other day on Zapdos. So this should nuke it, and that means my opponent shouldn't be able to get Tailwind up, which means Gardevoir shouldn't be able to Hyper Voice away and spam. So that's good. Incineroar probably gets the Darkest Lariat off here, but that's fine. It actually snarls, okay. I'm okay with that too. Because at this point, I could go for the same setup that I did the last game, where I just get 2 quick knockouts and then Parasong to end the game. Although I do have to note that Politoed's the only Pokemon I brought in this matchup with Protect. And it's Feeny coming in, that's so good, given that it's Feeny and not Gardevoir. That's really good news. So I could just double up on Incineroar here, because I'm pretty sure it's AV. And then I could just Parasong. Or I could just Giga Drain to be safe and Scald. I think like Feeny probably protects here, and Incineroar goes for another Snarl, which is why I want to make an aggressive read and double up into it. Yeah, I'm gonna double up into it because I got Landorus, Zapdos in the back anyway, which should deal with Feeny. Even if Feeny Calm Minds, that's fine. It doesn't actually end up protecting, but I hit the Hydro Pump, which is really good news. Yeah, it's definitely Assault Vested, given how well it took that away. You actually just see Moonblast, so it could be Specs Feeny with Moonblast, which I should have maybe thought about. But that doesn't look like Specs damage at all, actually. And Skull knocks out Incineroar. Nice. So Rain really putting in work right now. Gets me 2 quick knockouts, and I should be able to just Parasol to close out this game once again now, which is really good news for me. And to make my life easier, I'll probably switch Ludi out. It is Aegislash coming out. Could be Z Aegislash, so if it's faster, it could knock me out, but that's fine with me. I'm going to Parasong here. I'm going to switch Ludi out to get rid of the stat decrease into Zapdos. And even without Parasong, I think I would probably win this game anyway, but Parasong just is like a guaranteed win. And there's no reason not to go for it when you're up 4-2. So, yeah, that's why I really like Politoed, because this game kind of demonstrates how if you really snowball quickly enough, like, bang. So, Zapdos is going to come out. And we know Feeny's faster, but Aegislash should probably be slower. And Feeny Calm Minds, which is perfectly fine. I thought it probably should have Calm Mind on the last turn, to be honest. Like, if you are the Calm Mind variant, you either Protect or Calm Mind. Because Moonblasting Ludi doesn't really accomplish anything in the position that you're in. And I am faster than Aegislash, so yeah, it should be game. We'll see if it is the Z-move variant, though. Yes, it is. So if this knocks out Poly, it would make the game a little bit more interesting, I guess. But I can just bring in Ludi and Fake Out. Yeah. I just wonder if the Aegislash is Wide Guard or not. I think I should win, but I have to calculate. Like, I did it in my head, and I thought like everything should be good, but maybe not. This might not even knock out Poly. Let's see. If I survive, then the game is definitely over. But if I don't, and I don't, then it makes things a little bit more interesting. Just a little bit. So, I'm going to bring in Ludi now, I think. I could bring in Landorus and just Earthquake. Thunderbolt. But obviously Aegislash could Wide Guard that. But if you Wide Guarded, then there would be 2 turns of Parasol. I bring in Ludi, Fake Out. Maybe I want to bring in Ludi this turn. Actually, I like bringing Landorus out more. Ooh, I actually have to think about this. It's just, if Aegislash is Wide Guard and goes for it, that would be problematic. I could also knock off Aegislash. So it's a question of, does Aegislash Wide Guard here, or does it King Shield? Yeah, I haven't won this yet, actually, because Aegislash was Z-moved. I want to knock off Aegislash and switch Zapdos out into Ludi, expecting Wide Guard and Muddy Water. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go for this. Because there are only 2 turns of Parasol. Okay, worst case here, Aegislash King Shields. And Feeny gets the Muddy Water off. Nice. That's game. Woof. Cool, cool. Yeah, so I figured this play covers most options, because even if Aegislash King Shields, Feeny knocks me out, there are 2 turns of Parasong left. I bring Zapdos back in for the Lander slot, Fake Out, and then Fake Out the Feeny, Thunderbolt it probably. And then there's 1 turn of Parasong, and I don't think Feeny plus Aegislash, it would come close. Whether Feeny plus Aegislash could knock out my Zapdos. But I called it correctly, fortunately, so I end up winning. Or actually, I guess I had an accuracy drop, so maybe not. But now I can just Roost. Yeah. So, yeah, now, actually I should guaranteed win now. Even if it crit Zapdos, I don't think crit Moonblast would knock me out. So, Fake Out Thunderbolt. And if I didn't have the accuracy drop, I didn't even need Parasong, but Parasong just allows you so that your opponent is playing on a timer, and I put in Protects. Okay, I don't really agree with that. Given that Parasong is up right now, I feel like you need to really hope for crits, and hope that I don't hit the Fake Out. Because now you can't knock out both of my Pokemon on the same turn. And I switched out Zapdos to reset the Perish count. So I'll T-Bolt, Giga Drain, and that should be game. Yeah, Parasong really put in a ton of work today. Able to just net me so many late game wins. T-Bolt still does a decent amount, around 40%. Feeny was actually faster than Ludi. That's not too crazy, I guess. But, yeah, so what I was saying was, okay, let's say I knock off into a King Shield. Then I faint, I bring in Ludi, and then there are 2 turns of Parasong. So then it's my Ludi and my Zapdos, my kind of weak Ludi and my Zapdos against Aegislash and Feeny. So then afterwards, I would fake out the Feeny definitely, and probably go for just a Thunderbolt into the Feeny slot as well. Aegislash either Shadow Balls to knock out my Ludicolo or Shadow Balls to the Zapdos. If you Shadow Ball the Zapdos slot, then I just Roost, and I will survive a Moonblast and a Shadow Ball. If you Shadow Ball the Ludi slot, then it's Zapdos against Feeny and Aegislash on the last turn. So my opponent would have needed Moonblast plus 1 Moonblast plus Shadow Ball to knock out very bulky Zapdos. I don't think that knocks out, so I think I would have been fine, even if I knocked off into a King Shield. But I felt like it was very likely that Aegislash was wide guarding there, so I called it correctly. Fortunately, ended up with a win. But that was a really fun episode, some fast-paced games, but as always, this team is pretty fast-paced, and a lot of Parasong shenanigans, but I think it highlights why Parasong is a really, really great 4th option on Politoed. So, yeah. That's going to be it for this one, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, if you did, please show support by leaving a like. Go check out the GBA game if you have not, and if you're interested in watching me play singles, especially against someone you guys probably watch as well, and Joey. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, peace.